Hi, my name is David Miller. I'm with the law firm McCulloch Miller, and we're a probate, estate planning, and elder law firm. We have a combined 40 years of legal experience representing people in the areas of estate planning and probate. When I meet with people, one of the first and most common questions that I get is, does an online will make sense? And this is really a common question, especially against the proliferation of online legal services. And our answer is always the same and a little bit annoying. It works until it doesn't. And I want to talk a little bit about the biggest problems with an online will. The big questions that you have to deal with when dealing with an online will is, one, is it valid? Is this actually going to be a valid legal instrument that I can take to court? Number two is, does this actually reflect my wishes? Is it actually going to distribute my estate in the way that I want? And number three is, how difficult is it going to be to get this document through probate? So we'll start with the first one. Is it valid? In Texas, the requirements of creating a valid will are actually quite low. However, there are certain formalities that have to be followed, especially if you're talking about an online will. It still has to be executed properly. You want it to make it self-proving, and you want to make it a written document that makes sense and can actually go through the court and follow and survive legal scrutiny. All right. The second prong is this will actually going to work to serve my interest in distributing my estate in the way I want to? It can be difficult to understand, but there is a real order to operations when you're talking about probate. What is part of the estate? What types of assets are they? Are they community property or separate property? Who's it going to go to? Is it going to go to my son or my son's estate if he predeceased me, or my son's spouse or my son's children? These are very common questions that you want to think through, and a properly done will address these. An internet will might look like they're addressing them on the surface, but when you apply the law and the way assets flow through probate, can actually create quite a problem. And the third issue is, how difficult is it going to be to get this document through probate? Again, in Texas, going through the probate process isn't terribly complicated and can be really just an administrative process. But there are things about a will that can make it more difficult. Is it a holographic will, a will that's handwritten and the handwriting has to be proven up? Is it a typewritten will that's not properly executed? Is it self-proving so that you don't need extra witnesses to prove up signatures and whether or not someone had capacity at the time? These are the things that can make the probate process just that more difficult, that more cumbersome. And so we have probated online wills many, many times, and they can work, but they often cause problems. And sometimes those problems are much more serious than anticipated. So it's best to work with an attorney to actually create a real will that reflects your wishes, and speak with an experienced attorney who can talk you through the different issues that can arise to make sure when you pass away, your wishes are carried out.